Hey, everybody, welcome back and happy Thursday. You know what that means? The Real Housewives of Orange County. And I'm hearing that any day now we are supposed to be, and I keep checking, we're supposed to be getting the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer. Um, I feel like I was talking to a good friend. I'm not going to tell you guys who, but um, I feel like maybe it was supposed to come out already and maybe it didn't because Hulu announced their Salt Lake City kind of housewives-ish show. Uh, who knows? Or we could all be wrong. Anyways, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives in New Jersey. So before we jump right into it, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and let's jump right in.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
All right, guys. So where do we begin? That's always like the number one question. I'm like, I don't know where to begin. You know where I'm going to begin? I'm going to begin by saying thank you to roseforever.com for sponsoring our beautiful studio background. Thank you. Thank you. And if you guys are interested, the roses last over a year. They smell absolutely amazing. And they gave us a 20% off code to give to you guys. So that's for the Addams family. I will pin that in the description and comment section of this video. With that, let's talk about the shit. You guys get my clever play on words. Thank you to Reality Blurb. Louis Ruelas took aim at Margaret Josephs after sharing a photo of him and his son on vacation on Instagram. Now, as fans questioned him about how he'd feel if someone wished suffering on his child and wondered how he felt about ruining the Real Housewives in New Jersey, he ignored the inquiries, instead putting a spotlight on pathetic Margaret Josephs. Those are his words. And accusing her of using her son for a storyline. Somebody said, "How would you feel if someone wished your son to suffer? You shouldn't throw stones." And he said, "I wouldn't use my son as a storyline. Pathetic." I was told by a good friend to watch out on this subject matter. Like, don't poke the bear. Don't piss off Louis Ruelas. However, I sit there and I like watch what he says and I kind of see what he says and no, I can't just shut up about this. Like, I'm like, pathetic. I would never use my son as a storyline. Well, you're not a housewife. One, you married a housewife. And two, you're pretty much the one who made Margaret Joseph's son a storyline. Because if they have proof with your phone number calling her son, then you're the one who crossed that line, crossed that boundary in order to make that conversation part of the storyline. Because had you never have called Margaret Joseph's son at work, nobody would be talking about him. We didn't even know Margaret Josephs had kids for like the first 3 seasons on the show. We never knew about her kids. They never really filmed. And finally, one year, her son filmed in order to, she was trying to get her son and Jan at the time, rest in peace, and Jan at the time to help her reconnect with the rest of her stepkids, her former stepkids. And I use former like, but maybe she still considers them. I don't know. Like, I'm a stepkid, so to each their own. But Louis made this a storyline. So I don't get it. I don't get the insult. Once again, deflection, I feel. Another wondered, how do you feel that you killed a housewife franchise? And he said people should stop using their kids as storylines. Pathetic. So again, is saying that. After reading what Louis had to say, a number of other commenters accused him of making no sense and asked what he was talking about as they signaled to Teresa Giudice and her children's involvement with the show. What the fuck is he talking about? Teresa pranced her kids around the entire existence of Real Housewives in New Jersey. Also, you were the one that brought up the son. No one was talking about him but you. Someone else wondered why Louis was not taking accountability was instead placing the blame on Margaret. Imagine getting caught threatening someone's child and acting like talking about it is the real crime. This man is cuckoo, is what another person put. Now, although Louis didn't seem very apologetic towards Margaret in the comments, he previously released a statement on his Instagram story in which he claimed to have regrets about wishing harm on her son after being slammed as sick and inhumane for the threat. After watching the finale, I was disappointed in my actions in bringing up Margaret Joseph's son. No, you weren't. You don't give a shit. You're a narcissist. That's what I heard. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know him. The reason he was even brought up was because I've been dealing with being falsely accused of calling Margaret's son at work, which is simply not true. Still, I know better not to bring someone's child up, and it is something I deeply regret. So I do want to apologize and acknowledge that I was wrong. Now, Louis then reminded his fans and followers that he had been dealing with a lot of frustrating things behind the scenes. It's been very hard for our entire family and my children, who have been really impacted by all that's happened at the hands of certain people. Two wrongs don't make a right, and I deeply regret saying what I said. But as for Margaret, she reacted to Louis' hateful words towards her family on SiriusXM's Reality Checked with Kiki Monique. And she said, I find it appalling, disgusting. No one says that. It's horrifying. It's very disgraceful. I can hear, I feel like I'm reading it like how she would say it. But hold on. It does not end there. No. Margaret Josephs also clears up the timeline of speaking with Louis Ruelas' ex. During a podcast, Margaret explained how she got involved with Louis' ex, whose name is actually Vanessa. The show kept bleeping it out, but now that we can put a name to the bleep, it's a little bit easier to follow. On Real Housewives of New Jersey, we saw a montage of clips showing Margaret dodging questions about contacting the ex. She swore up and down that she did not do it. But the story seemingly changed once Teresa called her out. However, Margaret explained that those flashbacks on the show were misleading. According to Margaret, the accusations about Vanessa all started in 2021 when the cringy warrior video leaked. You know, the video, the one on the beach where Louis is sharing affirmations with a few bros, all shirtless and whatnot. And Margaret stood adamant that she had nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. In 2021, I had never spoken to Vanessa. She wasn't reaching out to me. Margaret insisted that she saw the warrior video with the rest of the world, but was prompted by a producer to bring it up on camera. Perhaps that would explain why suddenly Margaret got blamed for leaking it. Now, despite facing accusations that she was in cahoots with Vanessa, Margaret consistently argued that that was not the case. She said she never leaked anything about Louis because she didn't need to. I don't have to leak anything. I say it right to your face. I don't need to push it out there. Once Margaret started getting accused of working with Vanessa, though, coincidentally, she started to periodically receive DMs from her, and generally, Margaret claimed that the ex was just trying to make small talk. Then their relationship evolved in 2022 once Marge found out that Teresa and Jennifer Aiden were talking to Margaret's former friend Laura Jensen to try to get dirt. I then felt comfortable responding to Vanessa's DMs. I was comfortable enough to then respond to her because these people are sick and they're accusing me of things. But over the next year, Marge and Vanessa's relationship continued to evolve, and the New Jersey Star said that she occasionally bumped into Vanessa around town. For example, they ran into each other at a Joe Gorga comedy show of all places. And the state of New Jersey is only so big. So the link between Margaret and Vanessa reached its peak when the Bodito investigation came to light, but Margaret said that at that point, she felt very comfortable talking to Vanessa, who was also having a legal entanglement with Bo. Now, essentially, Marge said that they were swapping stories about how crazy the whole situation seemed. And I was like, what's going on? Is this Bo Dietl thing real? What's happening here? But ultimately, Marge's stance remained unchanged from what we heard on the show. And she doesn't think that she did anything wrong by contacting Louis' ex. She's confident that their relationship was a reaction to the Lauren situation rather than a years-long plot to take down Louis. I don't know. This is interesting. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So pop off in the comment section, please. I gotta go get ready. I went and tanned a little bit. I got a little bit of a tan, a little red and whatnot. But pop off in the comment section. Smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. See you later. Bye, guys.